All right, Alhamdulillah. Ya Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalam ala ashraf al-anbiya'i wal mursaleen, Nabina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Beautiful people, peace and blessings upon all of you. I appreciate you clicking on this video. My intention is to keep it raw. I realize like sometimes, inshallah, I'll get better at these. I want to do these talking things more often, but I don't want to talk like I'm giving a lecture, like I'm giving a talk. I want to talk like Faisal talks. So it's going to take a second for me to snap out of Imam Faisal mode or speaker and lecturer Faisal mode and get into just Faisal. All right, so this video, as the title suggests, is obviously about Dhul Hijjah. And I thought I'd make this video because these 10 days, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has allowed you and I to be a part of them again. And I say again because if we're here this year, that means obviously we were here last year. And the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has favored you and me again to be a part of the 10 days that He loves most, that's a big deal. And it's evident that Allah loves you and I. And it's evident that you and I are not at the end of our journey. And it's evident that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you and me closer and closer to Him. And it's evident that there is something Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to give me. Now last year, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had allowed me to go for Hajj, alhamdulillah. And it was an amazing experience. I went once before I had reached puberty, so it didn't really count, but I'm sure Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of His mercy, will still give me some reward for it. I went with my family a long time ago. But this was my first real Hajj, and man, it was an experience. It was so beautiful, and I have not done a video talking about it, but inshallah I will soon. We'll do that some other time, but I want you to know, and I haven't told this to many people, but I did not plan to go for Hajj. I did not do anything to go for Hajj. I did not take any steps with the whole new process and whatever to go for Hajj. I had not deposited any large sum of money to go for Hajj. Nor did I have the money, if that was the route that I was going to go. Nor did I have sufficient funds to pay for my Hajj trip. But I still went by the grace and mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now I'm going to share a tip with you, or a piece of advice that I feel Allah knows best, right? But I feel was the cause of that taking place. Now the reality is, at the root of it, it was just Allah's mercy. It was just Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala favoring me. It was just Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanting to give me something extra special. We gotta understand, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves these days. And the thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is trying to give us, it doesn't always necessarily come all at once. There's a hadith by Ibn Abbas radiallahu anh. I just want to share the beginning portion of it with you. And Ibn Abbas radiallahu anh tells us that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, no good deed is more beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than the deed done in these 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. I just want you to take one thing from this video, okay? And although everyone will tell you, excel more in these days than you have at any other time of the year. Pray as many salahs as you can in the masjid. Fast every single day of these 10 days if you can. Fast. Increase in adhkar. Spend more time with the Quran. Give in charity. Good God-given charity. Okay? But there's one piece of advice that I feel very few people would give. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like I said in the beginning of this video, has favored you and me. Leading up to the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, I would say maybe 2 weeks before, maybe more, Allah knows best, I don't remember, I don't recall. But I remember clearly the dua I was making to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before the days came. And I said to Allah, Ya Rabbi, please allow me to make the most of these 10 days in a way that pleases you most. This is exactly the dua that I kept making last year, leading up to the days of Dhul Hijjah. And then lo and behold, 48 hours before Hajj was supposed to start, I get invited. I hadn't paid for it. I hadn't planned for it. I hadn't taken no steps for it. Blah, 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 blah. I hadn't even tried to go for Hajj. And I just get a phone call asking me, hey bro, you want to go for Hajj? That's not me. That's Allah. And although at the root of it, it was simply Allah's mercy and Allah favoring me in that way, there's a dua that I made. And the dua was, Ya Rabbi, allow me to make the most of these 10 days in a way that pleases you most. And I feel that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put me in that position, or into the circumstances. He pushed me into Hajj. And I can't thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enough for it. So the point that I'm making is, Allah's favored you and I to be a part of these days again. But we have to ask Allah to complete His favor upon us. And that is, Ya Rabbi, you've given these days to me. Oh Allah, now allow me and enable me and guide me to make the most of these 10 days in a way that pleases you most. And that is exactly what I hope Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you and me this year. Ameen. If you have not excelled yet, if you have not made the most of these days yet, it's okay. Just keep making that dua. Keep making that dua. Keep making that dua. You don't know how it's going to heal you. You don't know how it's going to fix you. You don't know what it's going to serve as a means of chipping away at your heart. Whatever it is that you need, Allah will give it to you. Just make this dua. And the only reason I'm sharing this is because this is the dua that I made. Soon after, I ended up at Hajj. Don't forget to smile and stay humble and make dua for me. And make the most of these 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, inshallah, okay? Allah loves you. Show Him that you love Him back. Alright? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace.